my Achilles just pops, and just a loud pop, and I pretty much instantly knew that's what it was, and I was just like, you gotta be kidding me, like this can't be happening again. At first it was kind of like, it hadn't really hit me that it was real. It was kind of like a dream where I'm thinking, all right, like tomorrow it's gonna be okay. And I was like, all right, well, get surgery right away and then get right back on rehab and try to get back out on the field.
One thing that stands out to me from a coach is you show up every single day, no matter what. You haven't taken, like you were back, less than a week after you had surgery.
I feel like I owe it a lot to myself, and then I feel like I owe it to a lot of these other guys. Like, I would say owe it to myself. I have so much more potential that I can reach, and that's just not something I'd be interested in.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Alpha Podcast. We're on a special week of the Alpha Week. We're on letter H today, Humble. I'm Jim Padgett, Director of Marketing and Social Media, and I'm joined by...
I'm Charles Couch, Senior Offensive Lineman.
Yep, and I'm the head football coach here at North Greenville, Nate Garner. So I appreciate you being here, Chucky, and excited to hear a little bit about you. So for those people who are just meeting you for the first time, who are you? Where are you from? Give me the 60-second version of how you got here.
Yeah, I'm from Anderson, South Carolina. I went to Teal High School. Then out of high school, went to Limestone. I had a great 3 years there at Limestone, and then Limestone eventually closed its doors, got in the portal, followed some of the coaches here.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, so take us back to your playing history at Limestone a little bit.
Being at Limestone was great. Made a lot of like connections and friends that like I'll have forever. A lot of brothers, and it was cool too that whenever they did unfortunately close, that a lot of them came here. A lot of the coaches came here, so especially making it like an easy transition.
Yeah.
Whenever coming over here.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. What did your game look like back then?
I mean, I would say like I was just a pretty like physical player, and I like to say I'm a pretty smart player as well. Like, the coaches always did like a good job like putting me in the right spot in practice, and then I could just see that whenever it would translate into the game.
Heck yeah, man. I think you're one heck of a ball player, man. You were all conference player for us over there. You freaking played your tail off. You far exceeded our expectations from the coaching staff perspective. Because when you first came in, the first time I saw you when you came to the spring game, my first year there, I was like, boy, I don't know if this guy's going to be anything or not. And you came in and shocked the world of our staff, man. I was so proud of that from you, man. I was excited about what you brought to the table and just your work ethic and the way you approached your day. You didn't do anything crazy. You just put your head down and grinded and had that humble mentality about you. So I loved it about you.
So your last year at Limestone, you had some injuries. What? You had ACL, LCL, what else?
And detached my bicep femoris hamstring on the side of my knee.
So that's not just one injury. That's 3 separate injuries that have to be rehabbed differently. What was the first thing that went through your mind when you were diagnosed with that?
Well, like it was kind of like one of those things where like I could kind of tell in the moment where that's probably what happened, and then seeing it again on film also, it didn't look great.
No.
So like I wasn't too terribly shocked by it, but like it was kind of like a realization, like, all right, well, like as soon as I'm cleared to start like hitting rehab and stuff like that, then like it's a go time, because like I wanted to get back on the field like as fast as I could. So just doing everything it takes just to get back to that point.
Yeah. So on top of the injury, recovering from that, then Limestone closed its doors. Now you're in the transfer portal injured. What's going through your head in that moment, trying to find a new home?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy because I wanted to find somewhere that was like had some familiarity, and North Greenville being not only close to home, and also having you coming over here and Dustin, and that was before I even knew some of the other coaches were coming over as well, that I was like, all right, well, this is great. Like, it's close to home. It's going to be familiar. So it's just going to like be smooth coming in. It's going to be pretty much stuff that I already know.
Yeah. Made it a lot easier transition, huh?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. So you get to NGU. You spent your entire senior year rehabbing and recovering. You finally got cleared and you make it back to your first day of workouts. What happened?
So going through just a regular like speed and agility workout, just like our first day back, like our first real workout back, and get all the way to the end and just backpedaling, just like a normal little drill, and I plant, and my Achilles just pops, and just a loud pop, and I pretty much instantly knew that that's what it was, and I was just like, you got to be kidding me! Like, this can't be happening again.
So, you first day back from all that rehab, basically a year and a half almost, right? At that point, your Achilles goes. What did you do with that mentally? What was the next day, 24 hours look like?
Well, honestly, at first it was kind of like, it hadn't really hit me that it was real. It was kind of like a dream where I'm thinking, all right, like tomorrow it's gonna be okay. Like, but then after it kind of set in for a little bit, I was like, all right, well, I kind of been through another surgeries with my knee, and I was like, all right, well, get surgery right away, and then get right back on rehab and try to get back out on the field. So the goal was still the same, just to get back out playing and try to compete at a high level again. And the goal never changed.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
One thing that stands out to me from a coach is you show up every single day, no matter what. You haven't taken, like you were back, less than a week after you had surgery. You were back in the weight room, watching the guys working out, being there for your brothers, man. You just show up every single day, you go to every meeting, you're there, you're a mentor for these guys that are around you. Why?
I'd say like the biggest answer for why would just be because like this, like my true passion is just like football, and not only football is like, whenever I came here, I'd say a lot of the guys here like made it easy as well. Not only having the coaches come here, making that part smoothly. Like, I feel like the guys like kind of accepted me and kind of helped bring me into like and teach me like everything about the school, and even just how things like run here, and all that. So like it really helped me. So I'd say that's why.
So a lot of guys in your spot would have checked out, and no one would have really blamed you. You know what I mean? 2 years in a row, back-to-back injuries, no one would have been mad at you if you did that. What made that decision for you that even if you couldn't play, you're going to serve your teammates?
I mean, I would say, like, I just feel like I owe it. I feel like I owe it a lot to myself, and then I feel like I owe it to a lot of these other guys. Like, I'd say owe it to myself because, like, I've worked so hard already to get to the point to where I'm at. And so I don't want all that work to go to waste. And then I owe it to these guys because like they've also invested in me, and these coaches have invested in me. And even like going way back into like Little League, my mom and dad, like getting off work and coming to come pick me up from practice and things like that. Like, I feel like I just owe it to a lot of people. So yeah.
So what do you want to do when you're done playing?
Well, my major is physical education, so I want to be some kind of teacher, but kind of being in this process of not being out on the field, I'd say like one of the true things that's kind of helped me has been helping coaching up some of the other guys, been with the offensive line. So like, I definitely want to be a coach, whether that's in college or high school, wherever it may be, but that's definitely something I want to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, every game you're on the sideline no matter what. So definitely would suit you well.
And I told you this from the time you starting over at Limestone, is I felt like you were going to be a coach when you got older in life. So this has kind of just forced you into that a little bit early, which it's awesome because you're getting some real world experience while you're still preparing to come back and play too. So it's kind of awesome. I think it's a great opportunity for you. And obviously you're getting exposed to some coaches, and coaches are getting used to seeing you around and coaching. So you never know where this thing's going to take you, man. And
Yes,
I'm
sir.
excited to see what it holds for your future, but still excited to see you get back on the field too. So
So you told us that these injuries have made you mentally tougher for almost anything. That if you can make it through this, you can make it through anything. Do you like thank the injuries for that? Do you appreciate that that happened to give you that opportunity? It's kind of a tough question, but
Yeah, I would say obviously I'm not glad I had the injuries, but I do think that it has changed my mindset on a lot of things where like there's a quote out there something like the game doesn't love you as much as you love it, and so like it really makes you realize that, and it really makes you like savor every moment you have. So like that's definitely something that I will change whenever like I get back to playing is like, don't take anything for granted. And just another thing is like I feel like it's made me tougher because I know I need to, if it, in the weight room or something like that, and it's getting hard, I'm getting tired, whatever it may be, like, just push forward, push through it. It's gonna be all worth it.
Heck yeah, it is, man. So when we asked you what you wanted your legacy to be here at NGU, you didn't say all conference, you didn't say stats, you didn't say starts, you didn't say anything about that. You said you wanted people to remember you're a great human being who had anyone's back and would go to bat for anyone on the team. Why is that important to you more than anything you've done on the field?
Yeah, I would say like that's just kind of. I feel like that's just kind of how I was brought up, and that's just kind of really who I am. Like I want everybody on this team to just know that like if you have anything, you can come to me. If you have any problems, I'm gonna help you figure it out. And like if you got any trouble, then I'll be right there. Like I'll do whatever because like I love all of them, and I know they all respect and love me too. So I feel like it goes both ways. So I'd obviously want to do whatever I feel they would do for me.
yeah. So last one before we wrap up, you shared a Nick Saban quote with us about a man who throws small fish back because he only has a 9-inch frying pan. He's not limited by the fish; he's limited by what he's willing to believe he can handle. You've had a lot of reasons to shrink your frying pan over the last 2 years. How has staying humble, coachable, and keeping focused actually kept your pan big?
Yeah, I would say like the reason I really like that quote is because he's saying he's fishing and he's not catching anything, and there's a guy beside him and he's throwing back all these big fish.
Big fish,
Yeah,
not little fish.
yeah,
Sorry.
he's throwing back all the big fish and only keeping these smaller ones, and he's saying, why are you throwing all the big ones? And he's basically just saying because I only have a 9-inch frying pan. So what that quote says to me is like, it's really just it's yourself. You're limiting yourself to what you can be, and a lot of it's mental. So relating it to my knee injury, like a lot of people would be like, okay, well, I've had a knee injury, now I've had an Achilles injury, so there's no chance I'm coming back. Just wrap it up. It is what it is. But I feel like that would be limiting myself, and I feel like that I have so much more potential that I can reach, and that's just not something I'd be interested in, and just not trying to reach that.
Yeah, I actually heard it was a clip from the NASCAR race this past weekend. They were talking about how you can't go from last to first in one lap. At each lap, you got to take it step by step. You might go from last to 32nd to 31st, lap by lap. I mean, some laps, some weeks you can take a bigger jump. Other weeks it's going to be a smaller jump where you might stay even. But you got to keep pushing through to get to that number one spot.
Mm-hmm.
You got to keep getting better every single day and keep your head down and just focus on yourself and focus on what you can do for yourself and others around you, man. And one of my quotes when I first came here, remember, it was dirty shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that meant just trying to lift everyone up around you. And I think you fully embody that, man. You try to lift everyone around you and put them on your shoulders and help them do better than you've done in your life. So I appreciate that from you, man.
Yes,
really
sir.
Do. Well, that was humble. That's strength under pressure and strength under control. Sorry. That's being coachable. That's being other focused. Charles Couch embodies that every single day of his life. Every time, from the day I've met this kid, he's been a humble human being and someone who I would love to be around my kids. And I have love to have around my kids most of their life, because you know my youngest one since he was like 2,
Yeah.
which is crazy, man. So, but I just really appreciate you being here. Make sure y'all tune in tomorrow. We got the last letter of Alpha coming in, man. And then, hey, always like and subscribe, and make sure come back tomorrow.
Yeah. Thank you for coming, man.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Chucky.